welcome to our very first Meet the Member segment here with Greater Culture. This is going to be an opportunity for us to get a chance to meet some of the members who come through day in and day out and are getting those workouts in. So I'm excited today to share a little with Kandace Plante. So Kandace, you've been with us for just over a year now, I would say. Is that right?
Yep, just over a year. Murph marked 1 year.
Wow. What a first workout to get introduced to the community and jump in and be like, oh yeah, this CrossFit thing. What is it all about? Oh yeah, just do a mile of running, a whole bunch of other movements, another mile of running.
Exactly. Yeah, no better way to just dive right in, right?
I figure if you can survive Murph, then it makes the other classes look a lot easier after that.
Exactly, yeah.
So you've been with us from when we were originally in the garage, and we made the transition over to the big space now, but be curious, what led you to wanting to find a space to work out or a community to get involved with?
Yeah, so I was working out, both my husband and I, in the garage, and it was basically hit or miss with me trying to piece together just random workouts and hope for the best. Wasn't seeing, much results, and it was just me by myself and him by himself too, and he's, there's only so much I can do if he needed a spot or something like that, so I was like, we need to go somewhere, do something. And then another member reached out to us and said, y'all should come and try us out, and talked him into it. We went and hooked ever since. Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like you're actually the opposite of most folks. Most folks find a CrossFit gym, realize there's this whole sport thing, and then like get involved in that. But you're somebody who is actually very familiar with different CrossFit influencers, with the sport. So you had a familiarity with CrossFit as a sport and that, but didn't ever step into a gym to try it out for yourself until that point in time.
Yeah, I think I was a little intimidated too, to just go into a gym. You don't know anybody. But, knowing that we had a, mutual friend there, it made it a lot easier. And, then you go in and, you take your first class and you're just like, why was I even nervous at all? Like, everybody's here doing the same thing. Everybody once stepped in this gym for the first time. And yeah, like I say, there was no need to be scared. It was just me being me.
Yeah, I think that's such a common experience for people is they might see photos or videos of what some gyms look like, or, even what Greater Culture looks like. And they might be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. That might be too difficult, too challenging. So what was it for you that led you to finally say, you know what, let's try this thing out and let's go in there and see what it's all about?
So, like, it took a long time for my husband to be convinced to come, but once he realized that, and I say this lightly because these workouts are, sort of in the moment they feel like death, right? You're just in it and it's like everyone's sharing in the suffering. But I think that's what brings everybody together, and knowing that, I wanted to see results. I wanted to actually do an actual CrossFit workout that was not programmed by me. And just do it with the people that I, most enjoy being with. It's just, again, it's just a different experience than the garage. So I was like, we got to do this from now on. And he agreed. So
yeah, it's amazing how it does take some time to figure out, okay, I've got the confidence, I got the desire to go in there, figure this thing out. There's times where the garage workouts are nice, you can get it done nice and quick. And then there's those moments where you're like, oh, having a coach and a community and all these other aspects take a lot of the guesswork out of things. And a couple things you mentioned there was, one, you were looking for results and looking for a community and other people to be around. What are some of the other reasons or sort of the why behind going to work out each day and focusing on your health and focusing on your fitness? What are the things that sort of stand out to you that are meaningful?
Yeah, so definitely number one, it helps with the mental side of things. It gets, you release the stress, you basically just, it's an hour of class where you don't have to think about anything else. You're just there, grinding it out and just letting it all out there. So that's been really nice. And then, just, I have 3 children, so it's like for them to see me be able, to be active, it helps them see that and they want to be active as well. And then I just want to be, fit and healthy enough to be, active in their lives and their stuff too. So
yeah, especially with, I know your kids are getting up there now where they're starting to play their own sports and they're involved in soccer and football and this and that. And so being able to keep up with them is really important. Also, just having a newborn as well, that certainly
Mhm.
plays a role. And so tell us a little bit about what life has been like, because you're somebody who basically CrossFitted through your entire pregnancy, and now having had Carson, starting to get back into things after giving birth. So what's that experience been like for you?
At first, it was, I don't even know the right word, but basically I was just ready to go, raring to go, because it had been a long time since I had been in the gym after having her postpartum.
Hmm.
Part of me was like, okay, you're not ready yet. You got to give your body time to heal. But once you start CrossFit, and again, with the community that we have here, it's addicting almost. So it's like, I was like, let me, chomping at the bit to get back. And, DJ was able to go. And that's why I was like, hey guys, I'm just here to move, walking around the gym while y'all were doing stuff. But yeah, it's been great. And I love, throughout the pregnancy was having, PRs and all that. And, even now still it's allowed me to, yes, I gave my body time to, breathe and everything and get back to where it needs to be. But I'm just already noticing results, already noticing, still being able to move great. So it's been nice.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
this was probably an interesting pregnancy, being that you basically were able to CrossFit the entire time and work out throughout
Hmm.
the pregnancy. I mean, you even worked out basically the day you were going to go into the hospital. And so did you feel like being
Hmm.
able to continue with moving and working out and being part of a community helped a little bit with the pregnancy in terms of how it went and then the process after?
Yeah, I do feel like that. I know that it can be hard sometimes, especially with, like my group of friends being the only one pregnant at that time. It's like kind of can put you in a funk, can put you in like a darker place. And just knowing that I was still able to do what helped me out mentally and still be with the people that I enjoyed being with, that was really freeing. And then, afterwards, same thing. It was just nice to be able to still move. And I think that it helped actually be an easier delivery, like because of my age. I'm up there in age, so I feel like that helped a lot with the birthing. So
I feel
good.
like that's a common thing we do here is people, if you're someone who moves a lot and works out, continuing that through that pregnancy can be really helpful leading up to and then even after. And some of the things
Hmm.
that I know, at least I've seen after the fact, is I think there was some concern of like, oh, am I ever going to hit some of those numbers or movements or things like that that maybe you were able to achieve before. And already having been able to surpass some of those and hit some new
Hmm.
PRs and some new movements. So what's that experience been like now postpartum, starting to hit some of those numbers and do some handstand push-ups and some other fun gymnastics?
Yeah, so it's actually been great. I, really enjoy the fact that I'm getting things now to where I'm like, yes, because there for a while I'm like, I'm just so new at this. Like, and I was doing it in my garage and, half butt at that. So it was never like really CrossFit. But getting the movements is making me feel so much better. And then just the way that it's just incredible how your body, works. And especially after giving birth, it's just incredible. It can still do what it can do. So yeah, really grateful for that.
Yeah,
Being able to still move.
yeah, it's been super fun to see what that experience is like. And we actually have a couple other women in the gym who are currently working through pregnancy or just coming off of
Hmm.
pregnancy. So now it's almost
Yep.
like there's this small community of people who have this shared experience, which is also nice as well. And so you mentioned a
Yep.
couple things around, the community and hitting PRs and things like that. But when you think about what you enjoy about being a member, what gets you excited to keep coming back, what are one or two of those things that come top of mind for you as to why you want to keep investing in your health and wellness with Greater Culture?
Yeah. So definitely it's the community that is unmatched. I feel like, like I say, the very first time you walk into the gym and, especially for me in my experience at the garage, we walked in and it was like we'd been there like forever. It's not like it was our first day. And just the way that people lift you up, the way that people cheer for you. Um, and like I say, shared suffering is a real thing. So, we have that trauma bond there. So that's good. And then also just looking at the workouts, I know people can, wake up every day and be like, I dread the gym, whatever. But I genuinely look at the workouts and I'm like, oh, this one should be fun. Or even if I'm like, this could be nasty, but you still do it and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Or yeah, it was really that bad, but, and it's just, being able to get there and do it with the people that you enjoy being with. There's just nothing better than it, really.
Yeah, I think that the community aspect is such a
Hmm.
important, not only motivator, but sticky point for folks of like, hey, if I can get integrated and I meet people and they're doing this and I want to be in that same group because I'm striving to achieve some of those things, it's such a unique factor about really any
Hmm.
gym setting, but CrossFit in particular, of when you're doing some of these hard workouts, but you're doing them together. There's certainly this shared experience that makes you excited to keep coming back. And I love the
Exactly.
perspective that you've got of, even when you look at the workout, you're like, ooh, this one, I don't know. We still show up, still see what we can do, and sometimes we
That's right.
surprise ourselves with it.
That's right.
So, got a couple rapid fire questions for you here. So, this is going to be just off the top of the dome, whatever comes to mind. So, here's your first
Okay.
one. What would you say is your favorite movement in CrossFit?
My favorite movement is probably a push jerk or shoulder to overhead.
Okay,
I
so
like those.
barbell going
Hmm.
overhead.
Oh, yeah.
So let's flip it then. And what would you say is your least favorite movement? Or we can even throw in there a piece of equipment.
Okay. Well, I would have to say, oh gosh, probably a thruster is not my favorite.
Mhm.
Even though it does go overhead, it's just a totally different movement. It's just not my favorite. And then my least favorite piece of equipment would probably be the Echo bike. And I
I feel
wanted
like
one for so long.
that's a common one for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite type of music to work out to?
I'm gonna just go with like some old school rap. That's really my jam. I like that. I do like country, but in the thick of a workout, I like hearing some old school rap.
All right. And then last one for you here. Workout duration. Are you somebody who likes a short and sharp workout? Or are you somebody who likes a nice long chipper, long AMRAP type of workout?
I like the long ones. I like
Okay.
to get in it and stick with it. The fast ones, I'm like, I'm not that athletic to be just going all out for this one for 8 minutes.
Nice.
But
Well,
yeah.
I love it. And
Hmm.
it's fun to hear and see so many different perspectives and what you've come to experience over the last year in the gym. And it's been fun walking through the pregnancy and seeing what Carson's been like and seeing how you've bounced back. And we love having you as a part of the gym. And so thanks for being our first guest on our Meet the Member
Yeah.
series here with Greater Culture.
No problem.